Hello and welcome back to Flourishing. Welcome. I am your host, Fola Shola. Thank you for joining me today. In this episode, I want to tackle the concerns we may have about counselling. I'm going to talk about what my concerns about counselling are, how I overcame them, and the actions I took to move forward positively. Now, this topic matters to me because this year, as we've entered into the year 2022, a lot of people have their New Year resolution. And my vision for myself in this year 2022 is to take the steps I need to take in order to be the best version of myself. And as I think about that vision, a lot of different things comes into mind. What steps do I need to take in order to make this come into pass, in order to fulfill this vision? So the idea of counseling came into play. However, although counseling is steps to be able to help me potentially do that, I had issues. I had issues with counseling. I just did not like it. I was not open. I was not open to the idea of counseling. Now, a little bit of history and a little bit of what experiences I've had. I haven't had counseling in the past. No way. No. I grew up in a society or in an environment where counseling has a stigma about it. And it was almost as if you are doing counseling, you've got issues. You really have issues. Like, are things really that bad that you have to have counseling? That was the perspective I had on counseling, and it just had this weight of nothing good can come from it. And even worse so, if people found out that you're doing counseling, oh my goodness, yeah, it's just downhill from there. So these are the perspective, these are the ideas I had about counseling. Now, some people may have a reservation about counseling because it tugs at their ego. You know, it may be a situation where they might be open to counseling, but they don't want to go into it because when they do, they're admitting that they need help. And so it would be a conflict to their ego. Now, I don't know what you may have had experiences with regarding counseling, but for me, it really derived from this negative perspective on counseling. Now, when I looked up the definition of counseling, I was quite amazed to find that actually counseling means the provision of professional assistance and guidance in resolving personal or psychological problems. Now, this definition screams to me a form of support that aids you in dealing with any issues that you may have. And that just sounds great. I'm like, okay, well, we all have issues financially, relationally. We have, emotional issues, spiritual issues, psychological issues that we could benefit from help in those areas. I'm open to help. I'm open to someone giving me a perspective that I may not have thought about. Oh, I'm definitely open to that. So the definition sounds great. It sounds like something that I can do. But for some reason, the word counseling then makes me think, not for me. Not for me. Yeah, let's just park that to one side, because it almost feels as though if I say I'm doing counseling, then there must be something wrong. But actually, that's not what the definition is saying. It's just saying it's assisting you. You're getting professional help to guide you to solve any issues, and that's okay. So as I look at why is this word crippling me from moving, because at the end of the day, I have this vision. I want to be the best version of myself in this year 2022. But my first step already is crippling me. I can't get over this idea of counseling. So as I talk about what my concerns are, I'll touch on how I overcame them. So one of the things I instantly realized was I have this preconceived idea about the word counseling, and that was stopping me or preventing me from moving forward. And I just could not get my head around it. I know counseling by definition is great. It's an aid that will help me deal with any issues that I may have. And therefore, as I deal with them, I will become the better version of myself. But the word is preventing me from saying, yes, I'm ready to sign up. So as I was speaking to family members and friends and just kind of, brainstorming and figuring out, what is this hold on me with this word, someone came with the idea of, well, why don't call it counseling then? If that's what's preventing you from moving forward, just call it something else. And then the idea came about to call it third-party consultation. And I was like, yeah, I like that. I'll take that. I'll call it that. Third-party consultation. And that was, the word I used for the last 2 months to 3 months, just calling it third-party consultation. Because what this allowed me to do was it completely took away the stigma that I had over the word counseling. So it opened up my heart and it opened up my mind to accept the kind of help and support I could potentially get from this system and from this process. So you can call it whatever you want to call it. But whatever you do call it, it would really help to take out that stigma and help you to be more comfortable with receiving the support that comes with the package of counseling. So this was really, feeding me with the different perspective of what the positive aspect of counseling is. So just by changing the name, I know it's quite a mouthful for third-party consultation. It's got time to be talking, saying that. But for me, it mattered. I was getting stuck at the word counseling and not able to move forward, not able to open up my mind and my heart to that. So I just changed it. Just change the word. Call it, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head now. Call it third-party consultation, or call it, advisory field or something. Call it whatever you want to call it. But don't get stuck at that word. And that was what I was feeling at the time. So yeah, we changed the name. So that's the first concern done and sorted, which is brilliant. Another concern is, what if the counselor breaks me through, I don't know, the range of questioning and activities that they have planned and they're not able to fix me back together again? Or what if I'm worse off doing counseling than when I started? Or what if I'm too broken to be fixed? Whoa, these are serious concerns of mine that I had. I just didn't know. And I don't have the answer. I still don't have the answer for it. They're real concerns. I mean, I guess the only thing I could feel is I could just be angry. I could be vexed. I could be angry with the counselor. But yes, you're angry, and then what? The damage is already done. Am I ready to be allowed to be exposed and trust in this person to support me and guide me, but with the potential of them not even having the skill or the ability to help me? I mean, they may not do the fixing. The fixing part is probably in me, but they may not have the tools or the skills to be able to help me find all the missing pieces to put myself back together again. What do I do? And to be honest, there's nothing. I mean, I don't have the answer for myself, even as I'm speaking now. There's nothing I can do. I could be angry with the counselor. I could just up and leave and find another counselor. But then again, there's no guarantee that second counselor would have the skills to fix what's broken. So that kind of left me a little bit unsure. I don't have an answer for this one. But for me personally, that's where my faith comes in. We all as Christians have what the Holy Spirit, who is known according to the Bible as the counselor. And that's who I have to rely on. Yes, this is a human person, either a third party consultant or a counselor, whatever word you want to use. and they're helping me to put all of these, I don't know, childhood trauma or emotional instability or whatever issues I may be having or you may be having. They're there to kind of help direct us to get a bit of stability in our life. But they're humans, just like I'm human. And if I involve the help of the Holy Spirit to help direct the counselor or the consultant and myself to a system that would be effective for me, that's when I can trust that actually this third-party consultation or this counseling would help and will help for me. Now, I can go down the road of, well, why book to have an actual counselor when you call the Holy Spirit the counselor? Why don't you just get your counseling from him? That's a question, but I'm not going to go down that road right now because that's a whole different perspective. But I would say something on that and say that the Holy Spirit is our counselor. But if I'm not as in tuned, if I'm not fully connected with the Holy Spirit, I will not be able to be counseled effectively. So we'll leave that one open. That could be a discussion for another time. So that my third concern, well, there was a lot, but I can pick out a few. The third concern is what if it doesn't work? What if, I spend all this money, I give it my all and it doesn't work? Well, I will just put my hands up and say, you know what, I just wasted my money and I got nothing out of it, and it will upset me. Again, going back to anger and frustration. I have put my all in this thing that people call counseling that is supposed to help me and guide me, and it has not worked. Then I thought through the process and I thought, if a huge transformation didn't come from the counseling, something will. Just something, because with counseling, it's incorporated with mentorship, it's incorporated with coaching, direction, clarity. Something will, but be it small or big, something will come out of it. Maybe it's just to have a shoulder to cry on, someone to listen to your views and listen to your perspective. Just something will come out of it. It may not be what you expected, but definitely something will. And I've just thought through the process of having this third-party consultation or counseling, focusing on your aim, whatever that aim is. For me, it is to become the best version of myself, the best version of myself for my Creator God, for my husband, for my kids, for my family and friends, for the world. This matters to me in this way. I don't want to just live the rest of my life not feeling fulfilled. So focusing on what matters to you, what you want to get out of it, really helps. And as you're going through it, reassessing. As you're going through the counseling, reassessing week on week, am I reaching this goal? Is this actually pushing me forward? Is this challenging me? But if it all comes to it, I don't know how many sessions, whether it be 10 sessions, 20, 30, 40, 50 sessions you may have, and at the end of the day you think, you know what, this was a waste of time, then I guess you just have to be upset with yourself and upset with the counselor and just leave it as that. So these are the things I just had in my head as to, okay, what if it doesn't work? Or what if I'm too broken to be fixed? Or what if, I can't get over the word counseling? Okay, let's think about a different word. So my fourth concern was, what if I don't get on with my counselor and it just becomes awkward? What if I just don't connect? I just don't connect. I guess the way I thought through that was, to be honest, I am the client. I'm the one who's paying for this service. And the counselor, because you're paying them to counsel you, they will always try to make it work. But if it's not working, you just find someone else, find another counselor. You don't have to be stuck in that cycle of, I'm going to have to speak to that person again. I don't want to. They give this vibe that I just don't like. And I'm supposed to be comfortable and I don't feel comfortable. And they're just dragging it. I'm just not connecting. Then find someone else. I mean, give it a few goes, But if you're just not connecting, find someone else. It's your money. You're paying for the service. Hop and leave. You know, you're not bounded to say, okay, this is the counselor I must have, no matter what. If you feel as though they're not doing the job well, find someone else. So that's how I overcame that particular concern. My fifth concern is I don't want people all up in my business. I don't want people all up in my business. They don't need to know. Can they not counsel me without actually knowing anything about my life? Oh Lord. Yeah, I don't want people all up in my business. Can they not counsel me without like knowing things about me? But realistically, honestly, how is that going to happen? So this feeling of not wanting people all up in my business was a huge one. But I had to think through this and realize that, you know what, this counseling is a confidential session. They're not going to take everything that you said and start speaking to every person that they come across about, oh, did you know I have this student who, no. It doesn't work like that. They sign a confidential clause and they allow you to speak in an open and safe environment. So that one, okay, tick, done. Then I just thought, okay, maybe, all right, that kind of eased my mind on that particular concern. And then I just thought through the whole process and realized that if this is one of your main concern about getting a counselor, maybe just don't get one that is within a family and friend, relatives, or they may be good, they may be really, really good, but if it's like an auntie, an auntie's friend, it's probably not a wise move, because although, I'm not saying it's wrong and they're going to break confidential clause, I'm just saying is a little bit too close to home. And if that is your main concern about doing counseling, it's more for you to have that peace of mind that, you know what, they won't speak outside. They definitely won't accidentally say something. So maybe getting someone completely outside of your circle, that would kind of give you the peace of mind. So that was how I tackled that particular concern. My next concern was I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to be vulnerable. I'm too busy. I'm too busy to be vulnerable. Oh Lord, I'm too busy. I don't have time. I just don't have time. Now this could be a avoidance tactic. You have time for what you make time for. I had to really think and assess this. I heard an amazing motivational quote actually that says, if I can't, I must. So the moment you think you can't do something or you don't have time to do something is a huge sign that you need to do it. So something in my life just needed to give to make this happen. And it was just realizing that actually I say I don't have time, but I have time for other things. Do I value myself enough to give myself this opportunity to be the better version of myself? So it just almost distilled that concern and thought, I can potentially make time for this. I can't afford not to be the better version of myself. Imagine who I would be in that state and allowing that to motivate me to keep going. So, say, beginning before your counseling session, before you started counseling, you're this person. But then after, 20 counseling sessions or 50 or 100, I don't know how many people tend to have, but you would definitely be a changed person. It's not guaranteed. Like I said, one of my points is, what if it doesn't work? But there's a chance that you would be better, either emotionally or better, either financially or better in the way you think or better in the way you respond to things. Something could potentially have changed. And I guess my hope is that I would be taking that extra step forward to becoming that better version of myself. As I thought through it, I thought by not working on myself, I'm robbing myself I'm robbing my creator God. I'm robbing my husband. I'm robbing my children. I'm robbing my friends and family of experiencing the better version of me. As it is from that better version that I can sow seeds into their lives that will bring so much great help to them. Seeds of encouragement, seeds of love, seeds of patience and kindness and goodness. That is what comes from the better version of me. I can still sow those seeds as who I am now, but it may not be as healthy as I would like it to be. So I need to make sure I have this in my mind that working on myself helps those around me and helps me to be a blessing to them. So that helped me distill that particular concern. And finally, one of the concerns I want to touch on was finances. It costs money to have counseling. Quite a bit of money even. So what if I started counseling and I'm not able to complete it? I'm not able to achieve my goal to be the better version of myself because I no longer have money to continue. What if that happens? Well, I thought you spend money on what you care about. If you've made up your mind that this is something that you want to do, if money is tight, then reassess your finances. What am I subscribed to that I do not use or I do not even need anymore? Where can I take that money from to allow this to work? How can I invest in myself to ensure that I reach the goal that I want to be able to attain? We as humans spend money on what we care about. Do I care about myself enough to spend money on me, to spend money on my progress? I had to see it as an investment. I'm investing into the better version of me for the benefit of myself and for the benefit of my family. This is my investment. So I need to get serious with my finances. I need to sit down and to look at the finances. Okay, I know the counseling costs this amount. How can I make this happen in my budget? And really developing that self-control to say it will work. And rather than just having it open-minded, just say, you know what, I'm going to start with just 5 sessions. I'm going to start with just 10 sessions. I can see in my budget how this can work. And then as you're getting closer to the end of those sessions, 8, 9, just reassess. Financially, can I still afford this? This still matters to me. I'm making progress. And this way, it helps you to be conscious of what it is you're doing and actually highlight the progress you are making in your counseling session. So that's how I debunked that particular concern, which gave me ease of mind and allowed me to just think, oh, this is doable. This is very, very doable. It's not all these concerns that is in my head and in my mind. I don't want to call it counseling, so therefore I call it third-party consultation. What if I'm broken and not being able to be fixed? Well, it is what it is. Change counselor, but also rely on the Holy Spirit. But what if it doesn't work? It may not work. Nothing is guaranteed. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, get another counselor. If it doesn't work, we would have picked up something from it. Even if it's not what we expected to learn, we would have picked up something, and we just use that to better ourselves in our lives. But what if I don't like my counselor? I don't like my counselor. What if it's just awkward? I'll just change. Give it a go. But if it's just not working, change counselors. Just change. You're paying. You're the client. You're the one paying. Change. I don't like it when people are all up in my business. Just back off. It's a confidential session. It's a confidential session. It's okay. They will keep your business between you and them. And being mindful about who you choose. Try and stay away from family and friends, because although they're a professional counselor and they'll stick within the guideline, but it's more for you, giving you that peace of mind to just say, I need someone outside of my circle just to give me that peace of mind that they're not going to tell the whole world about what I'm going through. I don't have time to be vulnerable. I'm too busy to be vulnerable. Well, how much does this matter to you? If I can't, I must. Think of the vision. Imagine what you would be like after X amount of sessions, X amount of counseling sessions. Think about how you would be like, how you'd feel, how you would have progressed after having, 20 sessions of counseling, and allow that to encourage you. And finally, finances. I don't have enough money to do counseling. How can you make it work? How can you make it work financially? What are you subscribed to that you need to just unsubscribe for 6 months so that finances can go into investing in you? See it as an investment. You're investing into the better version of yourself, and we can make it work. So after going through all these concerns and just debunking it, I came to realize, it is possible. Getting the support that aids me into dealing with any issues that I may have is definitely possible. And after months of calling it third-party consultation, I could freely call it counseling and not be ashamed and not have that stigma attached to me about it. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what it did for me. And I hope and I pray that if you go through this process of listing out what your concerns are and figuring out how can I overcome these concerns, I really do hope that what I've been open to sharing with you would help you. But honestly, the word counseling 3 months ago really got me. I was completely uncomfortable. I've always been uncomfortable about the word counseling, but as I worked on it and literally called it third-party consultation for a good 2 months to 3 months, now I can say counseling with no problem, with just no problem whatsoever, with freedom. I can say counseling with freedom, with hope, with a view of what this system can do for me. So how did I move forward positively? Well, your girl is starting counseling. This vision for myself is I want to be the better version of myself. I want to be the better version of who God has created me to be. This is a big vision for me. And if counseling will help me take the step in achieving that, it is worth giving it a go to see if it helps. If it would help me be mentally free from any trauma, any bad experiences that has happened in the past that is preventing me from moving forward in my life, then I'm willing to give it a go. Have a think of what you want for yourself. What do you want to gain out of this counseling? What would you like to achieve? What image do you have of yourself after you finish the counseling? Maybe speaking with people. I had to speak with people who have had counseling before and really ask questions about their experiences and whether they thought it was worth it. So that really helped encourage me to move forward. We all go through things in life that is great and not so great. And these experiences affect how we respond to things, whether we are aware of it consciously or unconsciously. And counseling helps us to connect with those experiences and allow us to respond appropriately. Sometimes our response may be irrational when things happen, but there is a possibility that behind that reaction, there is a reason, a pain from another situation that has happened in the past. And counseling helps us to see, I respond quite defensively here because I don't want to be hurt again, like I was hurt in the past. Or, I show a lot of love here. Am I compensating? Am I giving more love because I desperately want this person to give love back? Counseling helps us to tackle these matters. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, do I want to resolve these hidden issues, or am I okay with managing as I have been? All our answers will be different. So have a think through this and make a decision that is best for you. But don't allow any preconceived idea of what you think about counseling to hold you back from trying it out. Because if I didn't do my own personal assessment, that's exactly what I would have done. Allowed the word counseling to prevent me from being the better version of myself. Well, to conclude, for those who still have huge reservations about counseling, I get it. I really get it, because that is how I felt until I did my own personal assessment. And now I've decided to take the bold step and give it a go. I'm so happy to share my experiences, obviously within reason, if that helps to give you a better view of what counseling is like. But I am excited and nervous at the same time. I really am nervous. Trying something new is always challenging, but not impossible. I am so prepared. Well, I say that loosely because I am so prepared to be broken out of my old self and into my original self. I truly pray this has blessed you. I truly pray that as I have walked you through my concerns and how I overcame it, that you too can be able to make a list for yourself and figure out how to tackle the individual issues and concerns you may have about counseling. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I really do pray you have found it super, super helpful. Continue to join me next time as we take steps to thrive in every areas of our lives. Till next time, goodbye.